What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 2 for 2, your sports podcast for the culture by the voices of the culture. I'm your host, Keith. I'm here as always, my brother Nell, and we are back on the pod today, man. Got another preview today. We're looking at the AFC West and the NFC West. It's season 4, episode 4. Let's do it. Nell, my brother, how you doing, man?
Feeling good. Pretty good today, brother. How's everything?
You know, it's cool. Another day. Tuesday.
Another day, another dollar.
Another day closer to football, officially being back. College football, NFL football, you know, good
Fantasy
time.
football. Don't leave out fantasy.
Football. Yeah, you know.
Almost
Dynasty
time,
League
almost time
coming
for
up.
a couple drafts.
Yeah, you doing the Dynasty League?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous, man. I think Walt and them got the upper hand. They've done it a little bit, so I'm gonna have to do some more research on that one. But yeah, man, definitely a great time. Football time, you know, waning out the summer slowly. It's still a little hot, but nonetheless, man, we're on the pod today. Got another episode for you. Like we said, we're going AFC West and NFC West. So we're going to start in the AFC West. Look at the team that just lost in the Super Bowl, the Kansas City Chiefs, man. MVP group for the Kansas City Chiefs. What you got? Patrick
Mahomes. I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. I mean,
Okay.
he is the MVP of this group. This is a team that, you know, last year had some injuries to their, you know, playmakers. Rasheed Rice was out the whole year. Pacheco missed a good chunk of the year. And Mahomes still got you to 15 wins. Now, obviously, that defense is elite. They've got a good secondary. You know, pass rush was able to, you know, do some things. But it starts and ends with Mahomes at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know what it is. Pat Mahomes is the guy. You know, we know him for being the guy that other quarterbacks in the AFC can't beat, right? He's been to the Super Bowl, 3 straight times at this point?
I think. Yep.
3 straight. So,
3.
I mean, you know what it is. You mentioned those playmakers, though, and I want to give them some love, right? Like you said, last year they were banged up, but I think they could be an MVP position group for them this year, right? Rasheed Rice coming back. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood Brown is still there. Xavier Worthy burst onto the scene last year. You got another year, Travis Kelce. You know, then
Kareem Hunt came back and was solid too.
Kareem Hunt's back. Isaiah Pacheco's healthy. You got Juju Smith-Schuster, who, I mean, if he's your wide receiver 4, I mean, that's pretty good, right? So to go with to compliment Pat Mahomes, right? I think if this group is healthy, those offensive playmakers, they give them a real shot, right? To continue to do the same thing that they've been doing, that we've known them to do. And I don't think we'll have any shortage of that this upcoming season, man. What do you think about the concerning group, though? A team that's as good as the Chiefs have been, as consistent as they've been. We talked a lot last year, right, where they didn't look as good. But like you said, they still got 15 wins, right? They still made it to the Super Bowl. So what's concerning if what you see being the group that could hold them back from getting back to it?
Well, obviously, we know in the Super Bowl, you know, their defense did not show up. Don't know how many points they gave up because I did not watch the second half of that Super Bowl, so I couldn't tell you. But another issue was, you know, Mahomes was just running for his life. Again. So we know the left side was an issue. They draft Josh. Was it Simmons or Simons?
Simmons. I think
Simmons. Yep. So he looks pretty good in his preseason debut. So if they can clear up, you know, the offensive line issues, you know, they certainly have a chance to be, you know, right back in the Super Bowl again for a 4th straight year. But, you know, that's the most concerning, because if you can't protect 15, then, you know, you run into a team like the Eagles who can put constant pressure on you. It gets a lot more difficult than what we saw him, you know, go through in the AFC.
Yeah, and that was something that we've seen, you know, in their 2 Super Bowl losses, right? The same kind of thing shows its head, not being able to protect him. And they invested a lot into protecting Mahomes, and then you get that. I'm concerned about the defensive secondary, though. The cornerback rooms especially. You know, they have Trent McDuffie over there, but a lot of the names that we're used to, you know, the Charvarius Wards of the other group, all those guys are gone now, man. They got a lot of young talent. Like, they're talented guys. Steve Spagnuolo is one of the best defensive minds in the league, if not the best, right? And we know what he'll do to kind of protect those guys. But I'm still concerned, man, because you talk about the teams in the AFC, right? The Bengals, the Bills, the Ravens, you know, teams that'll that can throw the football around and make it tough for you. And if you can't get stops, right? If that defensive line and Chris Jones and those guys and George Karlaftis don't save them, right? Don't get a lot of pressure. If Pat Mahomes and the offense is stagnant, can they get off the field with the guys they have in the secondary right now? And I don't know. I don't know if they can. Right. I don't know if outside of McDuffie, if they have a name of a guy. I think they got Jalen Watson. He played a little bit last year for them. But do they have another guy or enough guys rather in that secondary to realistically be able to hold up against some of the offenses that are in the AFC? And then, bigger picture, right? This is a Super Bowl contender, the NFC as well. I mean, Jalen Hurts looked extremely comfortable passing the ball on that team last year in the Super Bowl. Extremely comfortable. And we saw, what that did, what that did to them. Obviously, they didn't win. So, I think that group could also come back, to haunt them if they don't get some good development. If somebody doesn't step up as another guy outside of Trent McDuffie, I could be a little concerned about where they're headed in the defensive backfield. Looking at this, though, we talked about the offensive playmakers a little bit. We talked about the offensive line, the defense, Spagnuolo, Andy Reid. Is this enough for the Chiefs to get back to a fourth straight Super Bowl? Do they have enough around Pat Mahomes, around 15, the MVP of this group, the MVP of this team, to get back?
As long as you have 15, you've got a chance to get back to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Obviously, he's got some voodoo over the AFC that we haven't seen before, and as long as he's there and he's making plays, he's got a chance. Like I said, last year they didn't really have much of a run game.
Nope.
But even when Pacheco's there, I kind of think of him more as like a receiving back, but
they didn't even really use him as much when he got back, right? Like in the Super Bowl, how many
Kareem Hunt, kind of took over a bulk of the running plays, but if Rashee Rice is healthy this year, that definitely help boosts their offense a lot. Like you said, Xavier Worthy, expect him to make some more plays this year. They got somebody else too. Was it Hollywood Brown? Wasn't he hurt last year as well?
Yep,
so I mean, they've got a ton of speed at the receiver position now. We'll see what Travis Kelce can give them. He showed a little signs of slowing down last year. We'll see if he can come back and be effective this year.
Hey man,
like I said, if that offensive line is able to protect Mahomes and he can be efficient with the football like we know he can. We know if it's a 7-point game in the fourth quarter, he's going to have a chance to win it. So with all that being said, like he certainly has a chance to get back to the Super Bowl as long as they stay healthy and it can keep him upright.
Yeah, absolutely. He's one of those guys, man. We talk about with the Tom Brady's of the league, right? Where they come in and if it's a close game, one score game, tie game, you're probably pushing all the chips to the table on Pat Mahomes, right? You know what he's going to give you. Hey, you talk about receivers. We talked about Tyreek Hill. Let's say he asks out. He might go back to Kansas City. I'm just over here speculating, putting pure nonsense into the air. But I agree with you, man. I don't think it's it doesn't make sense, to count out the Chiefs. It doesn't make sense to count out Pat Mahomes. In a down year last year, he still got them there. And that's just from his level of play, right? We know he's arguably the most talented quarterback in the NFL, depending on who you're asking. But if not the best, he's definitely top 2, top 3. And I don't see them having a real problem. I think this division got a little bit better, right? I think it might prepare him a little bit more. But I think the Chiefs love those close games that we talked about from last season, right? I think they appreciate them because it gives you an opportunity to really see what your team is made of. And it'll get them back there nonetheless. I would not be surprised if Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs go back to the Super Bowl once again. It would suck for the rest of the AFC and your guy Josh Allen. But, we'll see. What about record-wise,
and your guy Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that's my guy. You're right. My Ravens. You're right. We ain't even talked about them yet. What you got, man? Record-wise. Last year they got 15 wins, you said? Was that 15-2?
Yeah.
They got some good games.
I think they can get 13.
That's what I got them at, 13-4. You said it before we got on here. A lot of their good, tough opponents are at home for them, right? The Eagles, they got the Lions.
Eagles, Lions, Ravens.
Bills, they got the Bills too, right?
Bills are on the road.
Okay.
So that'll be a L.
Maybe. Yeah, I got them at 13-4. I think that's a good.
Yeah, 13's a good spot.
Good record for the Chiefs, man. Let's keep it moving. Chargers. My boy Jim Harbaugh, Justin Herbert. Very, very talked about quarterback. especially this summer with some people having him rated certain places in the QB rankings. A much improved team, right? A team whose defense last year was great, much improved from the year before, but that's the Jim Harbaugh effect, right? So here we are, another year with Jim Harbaugh, another year with Justin Herbert. MVP position group for the Chargers.
I'll go offensive line.
Really?
Yeah.
Even without Slater, who's now out for the season.
Okay, I didn't know he was out for the season.
Yes.
So that's news to me.
Yes. Rashawn Slater is out. He got hurt in the first preseason game. They're on my most concerning list.
They've still got a good offensive line, though.
I mean, they do. They drafted Joe Alt last year. Joe Alt was playing right tackle. I think they said they're going to move him to left tackle. And they got Trey Pipkins. And they're going to push him out to right tackle. I mean, I think the offensive line could still be a strength. Becton. He also played some tackle before.
So I still think they'll be good.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. I think, contrary to, popular belief, right? Last year, I think that offensive playmakers, right? The receiving core, the tight ends, the running backs was kind of lackluster, right? Ladd McConkey put on though, right? He came out, he turned out to be pretty good. But they've added Keenan Allen. Quentin Johnson seems to have made a step. They drafted what's his name? Trey Harris, I think, from Ole Miss. Said he's struggling with some drops, but I like him for them as well. I think this will be one of the better. Well, obviously Mike Williams, when he was there, was great, but I think this will be a much better receiving core. They had Najee Harris, who I think he's still out right now, but they got another guy. Lord, blowing my mind right now.
Hampton.
Yep, Amarion Hampton that they drafted. I think he'll be really good as well. So I think they have a lot more playmakers offensively around Justin Herbert. You couple in the offensive line, but I also like their secondary, man, led by Derwin James. A lot of good young talent over there as well in that defensive backfield. So
their defense was balling last year.
Yeah, it was great, right? So I think that's going to be their strength, right? Jim Harbaugh led team, take care of the football, control the clock, be physical. They got a good quarterback, good decision maker in Justin Herbert, and now they got weapons. Love them bringing back Keenan Allen. I know I mentioned him in the offensive playmakers. End your career where you kind of did your thing at, and I think he's still got a lot of good football left in front of him. One of the better route runners, best hands, and some of the best hands in the league as well. So I'm not too worried about that. What about your most concern? I said the offensive line with the injury, but who did you have in mind?
I know, like you said, they tried to address the issue, but I still think their run game is still a concern. Like I said, they added Najee Harris, but I've never really been a big Najee Harris fan. I always felt like his yards per carry were, too low, and obviously they drafted Hampton out of North Carolina. I think he'll be pretty good, but you just got to see it. Like you said, now they're down their best lineman. They had one of the lowest rushing yards per attempt last year, and for a team that if Harbaugh is leading the charge, he wants to run the football. So you're going to need to do a little better than 4 yards a carry. So, hopefully Najee and Hampton can, fix those issues, but they'll need a lot more from their rushing attack this year.
Yeah, definitely. That's not the Jim Harbaugh way. And it'll definitely take some pressure off of, Justin Herbert, take some pressure off of the offensive line losing their, star left tackle at this point, if they don't have to drop back and throw a million times a game to try to last, especially in this division, right? That's very tough, physical. From top to bottom, you're going to have to play some pretty tough games regardless. But where do you got them win-loss record moving forward this year?
I see them winning about 10 games.
10-7. That's where I had them. We said it before we got on here. It's a race for second place, right? We know the Chiefs will come out. So the Chargers, does 10 wins get them in, though? It might.
Who knows? Depends.
It could. The AFC's ugly, and a lot of things happen.
I got a couple teams in the AFC getting 10 wins. So it'll come down to some tiebreakers and matchups. So we'll see. Okay.
Let's look at the team that we're probably predicting to be at the bottom of this. The Las Vegas Raiders, right? Geno Smith in all his glory. Love the guy. Great with the quotes. They got Pete Carroll back over there. Drafted Ashton Genty. They moved Freak Bull Christian Wilkins up out of there, man. MVP group for the MVP group for the Raiders, man.
Brock Bowers.
That's it. I literally put the tight end group. Brock Bowers, and they got Michael Meyer, whatever.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Jacoby
How do you
Myers,
think about
Jacoby
cool.
Myers is chills. He's solid. He has some pretty good games last year. But yeah, I mean, Bowers came in and was automatically a superstar tight end, over 1,100 yards. So, it's probably about the only thing you got looking forward to you. I mean, they got Pete Carroll and Geno now, Ashton Genty, so the offense.
How you think Genty's gonna look?
I'll be surprised if he doesn't have an immediate impact.
People give him a hard time after the first preseason game. It was pretty ridiculous.
What did he do in the first preseason game?
Man had 3 carries, -1. They're like, oh, look at him. He's not running behind try. Like, the man got paid for a reason. And that's the thing. That's the tough part about this, though, right? Like,
I'll be surprised if he's under 900 yards. I want to say 1,000.
All purpose?
I'll be surprised. He'll get 1,000 all purpose. He'll get 1,000 all purpose.
Okay, y'all heard it here. Ashton Genty.
I mean, it's the Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty show. So I mean,
yeah. Poor Geno, man.
I think he'll be fine.
Are we in a consensus? Everything else is concerning.
Oh yeah, but number one is that secondary.
Yeah, who plays for that secondary that you know? Give me some names.
Eric Stokes, Jeremy Chin. It's their safety.
Chin's cool.
It's all right.
Stokes a castaway though. He got casted away from Green Bay.
They got a 3rd round rookie in there, Porter.
Nice. I'm worried about the defensive line. You moved Christian Wilkins,
and all of it's just concerning. But at least you got one baller Crosby. Out on the line.
Max
yeah,
Crosby.
You got one baller there.
Yeah. How many wins do they get, bro? I feel like a hater because I don't want to do Geno like I'm doing.
I got them getting 6. Damn. You had it higher?
No.
Oh, lower.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be worse, but I feel like Geno isn't terrible. I don't remember who their quarterback was last year.
It ended up being like Aiden O'Connell or something at some point in time.
Was Minshew there last year, or was that the year before? Yeah, I don't know. I obviously who watches the Raiders, but
yeah,
I think Pete Carroll, I think it's an upgrade from any coach they've had over the past 5 years, maybe longer.
You like John Gruden, bro?
You said, did I like him?
You ain't like John Gruden?
No. Geno isn't terrible,
and that's what I'm saying. I'm like
he's more than serviceable. You got a superstar tight end in Brock Bowers, possibly going to have a pretty good run game if Genty can have an immediate impact like most people expect him to. They can get a couple of games.
I'm giving them 4 or 5, bro. 4 or 5. But that's why I said
I wouldn't be surprised with that.
I mean, that's why I feel like Geno is better than.
I'm definitely being generous with the 6, team. But
yeah, I really want to put him 3. I ain't gonna lie.
I feel like Geno is an upgrade at quarterback.
Yeah,
I mean, if Brock Bowers can get 1,100 with whoever the hell was throwing him the football last year, I think Geno will be all right.
How many wins did they get doing that last year, though?
I don't even remember.
Not
Couldn't have been good.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know, man. I feel like Geno going out there with no help, man. I don't love it. I don't know. We'll see. The other team, though, that surprised us last year, the Denver Broncos, led by Sean Payton. One of my least favorite people.
They won 4 games last year.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't think Geno can get them 2 more?
He could. He won't.
Okay. I think he can get them at least one extra win.
If they got 6, I wouldn't be mad. I mean, I wouldn't be mad either way. But
nobody should be mad.
Right. They just need to get 4 or 5. That's where I got them. That's all I'm thinking. I just think there's a lack of talent all around. This is not the year. Not the year. But them Broncos, though, man. You like the Broncos. You like Bo Nix. You're a little fan of Bo Nix. Definitely caught the league by surprise. I wouldn't say a fan,
but he was good. He was definitely good.
By surprise. I can admit I didn't think he was going to be what he was. But I feel like, he landed in the perfect situation. Sean Payton said that was his guy, right? We all were like, draft night 2 years ago, we're like, why? He said, that's my guy. He was right. So, MVP position group. Actually, before we get in the MVP position group, do you think they can build off of last season and get to the playoffs again?
I do.
That's the main question. You do.
I do. As long as Bo Nix doesn't have like a crazy
A
regression,
slump?
yeah, I think their defense is so good that
It is pretty
they'll
good.
have a chance to get back simply off the strength of their defense.
They were 10-7 last year.
Yeah.
10-7. Okay. So who's their MVP position group?
This was a tough one because I'm battling. The offensive line was pretty good.
That's where I went. I think they were like top. I think I read somewhere they were like number 1 in like pass blocking and run blocking grade.
Yeah, they
last
were.
season.
They were
Or at least
the
top
best.
2.
They were the best against pressure. They were good in the run game. But I mean, then you got the defense. You got the defensive player of the year over there in the secondary. You got one of the deepest D lines in the league. So I mean, I would just say defensively. I mean, that's the strength of that football team. Defensively, they can cover. They can get after the quarterback. So with all that, that's how you stop teams. Get pressure, cover. You're gonna win a lot of games that way.
All right. So what you got them doing? 10-7 last year.
I think they'll go 10-7 again with a chance to possibly get to 11. But I'm just gonna go 10-7. I think their schedule is a little tougher this year, and I don't think Bo Nix will sneak up on people like he did last year.
Yeah, I got them at 9-8 for that same reason.
Still
right?
concerned about their playmakers.
Oh yeah, that's my most concerning group. Outside of Courtland Sutton,
we'll see what Ingram can do.
Oh yeah, Evan
Ingram.
Now
that he's back.
Good. Yeah, he'll be good. But yeah, I mean, I think 9 wins is pretty solid. I could see him getting 10. It's hard. I can kind of see this being kind of like a Houston reincarnated, right? Where CJ Stroud came on and that defense was great. DeMeco Ryans' first year was awesome. And then the next year, things just start to happen. People catch up with you. You're still good, still solid. They're going to be great defensively, like you said. If the offensive line is what it is, helps your quarterback out a lot, helps not having playmakers if you got time and protection. So I think 9 is humble. I think there's some teams in the AFC that'll be that good old AFC North when we get to that. I think that's going to make this interesting this year. So I don't know if they're making it in the playoffs. I think they could, though. I'm going to give them 9 with a...
Like I said, I got a lot of teams flirting with 9-10 wins. It's going to come down to, a couple head-to-head matchups and tiebreakers. So.
Oh, yeah. They say any given Sunday and every game counts.
Yeah. So those wild card spots in the AFC, it's going to be a battle.
Oh, yeah. So that's going to do it for the AFC West, man. Let's move right on over to the NFC side, man. An interesting division, right? I mean, we know they made up of the Cardinals, the Rams, the Seahawks, and then you got the Niners. 4 unique teams. Let's start with the Arizona Cardinals, a team that last year we had a healthy Kyler Murray for a full season. I think that's the first time in his career where he had a full, healthy year. They bring him back, Marvin Harrison Jr., year number 2, after not being he had I think he was all right? I think he was okay. But maybe not the impact that people originally thought. They made some additions to their team this offseason. But who's their MVP position group that you got for the Arizona Cardinals?
I'll say the running backs.
You like James Conner. Don't let Temp hear that.
James Conner, and I forget the backup's name.
Benson?
Yeah, he's solid.
That's the strongest group they got.
It's not a very good team, and that's when they were at their best last year.
They got 8 wins last year,
and it was mainly running the football. That's when they were at their best, running the football. And I mean, I feel like you got to include Kyler Murray in that as well,
of course,
what he can do with his legs, getting out the pocket, making a lot of plays there. So I feel like if they can run the football effectively, I feel like they got a chance to be okay. Then I'm excited to see Marvin Harrison's progression.
Yeah.
Hopefully they look his way a little more this year.
You hope. Kyler won't be running around for his life, but that's a given because that offensive line is still not good. I like the defensive line, though. They added Josh Sweat. They added Davin Tomlinson, and they drafted Walter Nolan. That's pretty good, right? That's a much better defensive line than they tried out there last year. You think about a division.
Yeah, last year was awful.
Yeah. You think about a division with the Rams. You think about Niners, and then obviously the Seahawks. Even though they got a new quarterback, you got to be able to rush the passer. You got to be able to stop the run. So I like what they did with the defensive line. That helps them. They added my boy Will Johnson to the defensive backfield. Just saying, don't be surprised if he's in that defensive rookie of the year. But most concerning for me is that offensive line. I alluded to it a little earlier with Kyler Murray having to run around. Like we said last year, he was healthy, finally, thankfully, and that helped them, right? They got to 8 wins. But as you said, a lot of the stuff was off schedule or just the run game, period, right? Kyler Murray creating outside of what the play originally calls for. But if this offensive line can't protect him, if they don't improve a little bit more with the run game as well, I don't have them doing too high. Especially because the NFC West last year was just all off, right? It was just weird altogether. Then you had 2 10-7s, 8-9, and then you had the Niners, which we didn't expect at that time. I think they got like 6 or 7 wins last year. So with all this in mind, where do you have the Cardinals this year? Win-loss?
6 wins.
I had them at 5.
Damn.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm being tough today. I was pissed doing this morning. Pissed.
I feel
6
bad
wins?
predicting a team is going to win like 3-4 games. But yeah, I give them 6.
I got 5 and 12. The schedule. I just think the NFC West will be a lot better this year, all around. And I think I gotta remember what division they get. I can't think of it right off the top of my head. Do I have it somewhere?
What, AFC or NFC?
The NFC West.
No, I'm saying like what division?
Oh, yeah. Outside. Well, I guess both.
I think AFC.
I definitely had it somewhere. Let me see. Ain't no thing. We can pull that up in a heartbeat. We can pull that up right now.
NFC, I feel like it's the South.
So yeah, they play the AFC. What's this? AFC South, and then they play the NFC West. Wait, they're the West. NFC. Who is this? What the hell? Oh, they got the Falcons on here. They got the Bucks. So it is the South. Yeah. Yep. But they also play y'all and the Packers, which is interesting. So yeah, interesting.
That extra game now.
Yeah, they'll get some wins off of that NFC South. Them Saints and them Panthers in there, maybe the Saints. But 5 wins seems humble for them. I'm curious to see how they move following this year, right? If does the Kyler Murray experiment keep going? He had a pretty good year last year, but it's always interesting. What about the San Francisco 49ers? Team that we said underachieved last year. A lot of it was due to injury, right? You got McCaffrey was out a lot. I think did Purdy miss some games last year too, I think?
Probably, I think so.
I think Purdy missed some games, obviously. Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. You don't have Deebo Samuel anymore. I think Brandon Ayuk is still out to start the year. I think I saw something about a week 6 return. They play us week 6, of course.
Perfect.
Yeah, typical, right? So with that in mind, we'll look at the record in a bit. But MVP group for the Niners.
Christian McCaffrey.
See, I just put Fred Warner.
That's a good one too.
Yeah. Because it literally says, I don't know, Fred Warner. That's what it says.
But no matter how good Fred Warner is and that secondary covers, Christian McCaffrey ain't there to ball out.
Stink.
It ain't going to mean nothing. It ain't going to mean nothing.
And they don't got, I know they don't have Jordan Mason anymore, who helped them out for a little bit in the backfield. Who's their backup running back? Isaac Garendo.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
He played a little bit last year. Yeah.
I had to pick him up after I drafted Christian McCaffrey, like number 1 overall.
Hey, every time
I draft the dude, he's out for most of all the season. And then when I don't draft him, he wants to have like the best running back season ever. Like I'm cool.
Christian McCaffrey stock up, folks. As long as Nell doesn't bother him, he'll be good. What's your most concerning group?
It used to be a strength of that football team, the defensive line, but
yep, that's who I got.
bodies are dropping. The only person left is Nick Bosa. They do have Bryce Huff. If he can,
is he playing?
I don't know, but he's on a roster. So if they, if he can find his old form, that'll definitely, help them out in terms of, getting to the quarterback. But as of right now, I don't see that defensive line being as scary as it used to be.
I feel like I need to change my record prediction for them, man.
What you had them doing pretty good.
I had them getting 10.
So that's the thing. I also had them getting 10.
But I'm like thinking about it, man. Like Ayuk out. If McCaffrey can't carry it, I mean they got.
Obviously, this is all predicated on McCaffrey being there, being available, being healthy.
And I mean, they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Their first 5, they can get by.
Very easy. They
Seahawks, Saints, Cardinals, Jags. Then you got Rams, Bucks.
They have a very light schedule this year.
Yeah, they can get 10. If they don't, right? If they don't, let's say they have another bad.
Gotta blow that thing up.
It's blown up. That's what I was gonna ask. This is the last.
Did they pay Brock Purdy?
They did. He got paid. I'm pretty sure he got paid. They got Mac Jones as a backup too.
Mac Jones?
Yeah, he's their backup quarterback.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's not looking. I'm gonna give him 10 because I think that first couple is a little weak. But if they don't, man, Ayuk's gonna ask out if he doesn't already before he even comes back. He's been flirting with going to Washington for forever, and then they send Debo. That's hilarious. That's so funny. I think they can still get 10-7 though, and even if they do get 10-7, I could see that not being enough to get in the playoffs, and they still blow the whole thing. But hey, man, McCaffrey might be a Cowboy.
Hey,
I'm calling my shot today.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Calling my shot today, man. What about those Seattle Seahawks, dog? Team, they had Geno, got rid of him. We saw Geno in the first preseason game. He flicking off the fans. Did you see those pictures? They were actually really tough.
I did see that. It was pretty cool. Really tough. And I like how you said Geno, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how Pete Carroll took up for him after that. So yeah,
absolutely.
Did you see what the sign said? Yeah, you got every right.
Absolutely. So they insert Sam Darnold, MVP position group for the Seahawks.
Let's see.
It's got to be something defensively, man. They also shipped out DK Metcalf. Meant to put that out there, but they added Cooper Kupp to that wide receiver core. I be forgetting that. That's a sneaky move by Cooper Kupp for sure to go from the Rams to the Seahawks, stay in the division.
I don't know.
I like this. I like the secondary.
Secondary is cool. I like their running backs if they're healthy.
Yeah,
if they're healthy. Kenneth Walker is pretty good when he's on the field.
I feel like they don't give him enough love, man. They really don't. I feel like he should get more love. He should be a little bit better. But it's because that offensive line is just so
trash.
Right? It's just like, what? Their receiving core is not bad. What's my guy that they got? The other Ohio State kid.
Jackson Smith.
In Jigba. Yep. Yeah. He's solid. So, I mean, they got some pieces,
with Cooper Kupp.
They got some pieces over there.
They got a chance to do something.
Can Sam Darnold recreate the magic, though? Can he be the Viking Sam Darnold before he started tripping out at the end of the year?
That depends on one thing and one thing only.
Okay.
That offensive line.
Our most concerning
we saw those last 2 games, regular season and the playoffs, when that offensive line did not show up at all. And Sam Darnold couldn't do a thing. He went back to looking like New York Jets Sam Darnold, and it was bad. It was real bad. So he played amazing for 16 games,
and then
17 and 18, the offensive line they went on vacation. But last year he was one of the best quarterbacks in play action, and that's what they like to do in Seattle. So, I think he has a chance to have another fantastic year. He's, like you said, he's got a couple weapons, might have a solid run game. If they can protect him, I think he'll have another pretty good season. But if not, it'll look a lot like those last 2 games in Minnesota.
And what will that amount to in a win-loss record?
I if all goes well, see them getting 8 wins.
All right, that's what I had them at 8-9. Look at us, man. Me and Nell been on it, man. We're
Locked
either gonna
in.
be really right or this.
And we
year's
did
gonna
not
be...
talk about these records beforehand.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We all do. We do this separately, completely separate of one another. Mine is written down on my screen. He got his written down on his screen. I think 8-9 is a good record for them, though, right? Like the schedule permits that, I think. But I think this is a team, though, that could push up to 10 if all goes well, right? If the weapons are, if Njigba takes another step, if Cooper Kupp gets back to Cooper Kupp form, if the run game can be the run game. Mike McDonald as a head coach, I mean, he's a defensive guy. He comes from the Michigan tree, comes from that Jim Harbaugh tree, the John Harbaugh tree as well. I think he did some stuff with the Ravens maybe before he went to Michigan. So we know what defensively, that's going to be their bread and butter. But that's why, like you said, the run game, that play action, Sam Darnold's got to be extremely efficient and just not be outside of himself, right? So if he does that, they might can push to 9 or 10 and try to make it a thing, especially if the Niners struggle early, right? Especially, if the Cardinals are 4 wins, 5 wins, 6 wins, So I think there's opportunity for the Seahawks to be in there. They got the 12th man on their side as well. So playing a road game there is never going to be fun regardless. But new faces, man. New faces nonetheless. So we'll see what Seattle has. The last team, man. And this one was crazy for us, folks, right? Me and Nell were sitting here, we're doing this episode, we're looking at the schedule, we're looking at the names, the roster. Them damn Rams, man. They can't go away. Matt Stafford and the boys are back for another year. Are they realistically, right? We look at the NFC. I love to throw my bucks in the ring, and I think we have a dark horse chance, right? Of course. I mean, the proof is there. But looking at the NFC, right? The rest of it, I think last year, it was Eagles Commanders to go to the bowl. All right. Let's take a step back, right? Are the Rams the only legitimate threat outside of my Bucks to the Eagles in the NFC? Wait, no. You mean no what? No, they're not the only threat, or no, not outside of my Bucks? Okay. I don't know if I like that, but go ahead.
I think that I think they're top 3 in the NFC. Okay. Whether they're 2 or 3, got to see how that plays out.
Who would you have as 2 or 3 with them?
I think for me, I think the Lions are still in the
right.
mix.
Lord, I can't believe I can't believe they did that last year, man.
I know they
folded.
I know they folded.
They folded.
Lights got a bit too bright, but I do think that they're still in the mix.
Of course. I think that's fair.
What's your guy's name that was injured last year?
Aiden Hutchinson.
Yes, he'll be back. I think that's
that is my guy. I like how you do that. I like when you say my guy. You get it right.
Yeah, I actually pick your guys versus
you're right.
People that you just talk about.
The guys that you talk about a lot.
Yeah. So
more than you talk about your Cowboys, the Bills.
I don't like talking about my Cowboys, man. He talks about this. There's nothing good to talk about.
They could be a formidable threat.
I don't think so. Anyway,
Carry on.
So yeah, I think the Lions are in that mix. Right there with the Rams. So
you don't think the Bucks are in the mix?
If I'm adding a 4th team, sure, they can be 4th, maybe 5th. I don't know if I know. I don't think I have another team.
Doesn't even have another team, and we'll put up 5th. Carry on. It's all right. This is about the Rams.
Who did y'all lose to in the playoffs last year?
The Commanders.
Oh, okay. So they
we fumbled it away. That game was easy. Leave me alone.
If it was so easy, why weren't y'all in the next round?
Because Tom Bowles are hit.
Okay. So I'm allowed to put y'all in the 4 or 5 range because Tom Bowles is y'all head coach.
You can. We're talking about the Rams though.
All right, back to the Rams.
Yeah. MVP group. Or were you done with the threat? They do have Devontae,
Puka. I mean, Puka in that playoff game against the Eagles made some of the most insane tough catches I've ever seen.
That part is he dropped a couple. He dropped a couple before.
He dropped the easy ones and then made
then the craziest
insane toe taps. But yeah, they also got Higbee, Tutu Atwell, like you said, Devontae Adams is there now.
If Stafford throwing the ball.
If Stafford's healthy, I know he's been dealing with the back and everything, but I think if he's healthy, with that offense, they've certainly got a shot. I mean, they were
And
right there. They were right there with the Eagles. Came down to the last drive.
They do.
So, wouldn't be surprised
Yeah.
if it comes down to Eagles and Rams again.
Yeah, I'm on record as having said, outside of the Eagles, probably my least favorite team that the Bucks play in the NFC is the Rams. Every year in and year out, they are well coached. Sean McVay. The offense is what it is. They got Jimmy Garoppolo in there to back up Stafford if he has to miss some games this year, which could be a little bit better than, having to go a different route. But my MVP group for this team is that defensive line. And those boys up front are insane, right? We talk about the two rookies from last year, Braden Fisk and Jared Verse. You got Kobe Turner in there, Byron Young. Like,
don't let them get Micah and Aaron Donald.
Yeah, don't let them. Micah already told you. Aaron Donald is like just an insane group. They got Poona Ford in there as well, who's an elite run stopper. So that's my group. But that wide receiver core, that duo is one of the easily top 3 to 5 in the league, right? We talk about duos all the time. Easily top 5 for lack of desire to go down the list.
2 number ones, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you do. And Devontae Adams has a lot, to play for also, right? His last few years, people try to kind of act like he's not still that guy, not still getting 1,000 yards receiving, not still, pushing close to 10 touchdown receptions a season. And now you get into a system where you're schemed open, right? And like you said, 2 guys that make some of the toughest catches in the league in Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, and they're already schemed to be open. That won't be any fun, man. But if you had to pick something that's concerning about this team, what you got?
Offensive line.
Every time.
Like I said, we already got Matthew Stafford dealing with, I think it was his back in training camp. When he had a clean pocket last year, they won a lot of games, but games where they struggled to protect him, it was almost an automatic loss. So
every time,
if they can, protect him and do a good job up front, they certainly got a chance to compete for a Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, man, I agree. I think that depth as well. They have some decent guys to start, but they go through injury. A guy goes down, and then it's like, well, now what, right? And like we said, a team that they're on schedule. The scheme is beautiful. If you got guys on there on the offensive line that's messing up the timing, taking Matt Stafford off his course, especially at this point in his career, you're making the game extremely, extremely hard for yourself. And they can't run the football as well. I hope my guy Blake Corum gets some love this year. I know they got the other guy, Kyron Williams, who, he is what he is. He's really solid back. So slow as dirt, but he be getting the job done. And they give him that ball like 25 times a night. So we'll see what they do. But what's their win-loss record, man? Your contending NFC Rams.
I got 13 right now.
I told you I was tough on them. I went 12-5.
12 to 13.
Because they played them Bucks, and I know you gave them a win over my Bucks. I know you did. I know you did. I know you did. And there's a difference right there, folks. The people said they wanted Nell to hate more again. I'm letting y'all know that y'all got him started up. He's getting revved up, man. He got some stuff coming for y'all. You can hear it in his voice, see it in his eyes. He's starting to hate, hate.
You don't got to threaten me to hate on the Bucks now. I just wake up and just do that.
I wake up hating. Yeah, okay. 12-5 or 13-4 Rams.
Eat, sleep, hate on the Bucks.
That's all right. We'll see. We're talking about the Rams. You can't even finish.
Right, my bad. You brought up the Bucks first. You always do this.
Rams. We got the Rams. This is the second time you did this today. You brought them up earlier.
Did I?
You did.
You probably started it.
But we got the Rams, 12-5 or 13-4, winning this division. Number 2 in the East. I mean, number 2 in the NFC, or you got Lions kind of over that still.
We'll see. I haven't looked at the Lions schedule yet.
We haven't gotten to the NFC North, man. With that is the end of this episode. The end of this preview for the AFC West and the NFC West. Stay tuned for the North, man. The AFC North and the NFC North, 2 of the more polarizing, more interesting, entertaining divisions in football, right? On the AFC side, you got the Ravens, Bengals, Browns with Shador. Yeah, and the Steelers, of course, that we all know and love. But on the other side, Nels Packers, man, and Jordan Love and that group. My bad. That's not your team. I apologize.
Don't play.
We do. Nell is not a fan of Jordan Love and the Packers.
If there's one team I hate more than the Bucks and Eagles, I don't even hate the Bucks. I just like trolling you.
That's just me.
I just like trolling you. But if there's any team that I hate more than the Eagles, it's that damn Green Bay. Me and Green just don't mix.
Stay tuned for next week's episode, man. We're gonna get into it. I think that one will get a lot of attention because a lot of people are gonna want to hear about that one. So we'll see. One of the better divisions in football in that AFC North, always competitive, and NFC North as well. You know, they also feature those Detroit Lions that we just kind of talked about. So stick with us, man. We're gonna pop back on here next week. We are another week closer to the NFL season, man. That week, aren't y'all the first game? Cowboys, Eagles, right? First game of the season on Thursday night. It's gonna be a good one. So with that, man, keep showing love. You'll have a good time, bro.
We'll see.
Imagine if y'all ruin ring night. Like you don't have to win another game.
The hat will be dusted off.
I can't wait, man. It's gonna be a great season, man. We hope y'all are enjoying these previews. If y'all agree with us, let us know. If you disagree with us, let us know in the comments on all of our platforms, the YouTube page. You can use the comments on there too. The Instagram. Y'all like to DM us. You can comment on the Instagram too. But with that, man, that's going to do it for this episode of 2 for 2, Season 4, Episode 4. Keep showing love. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, YouTube. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok to connect with us, man. We're going to keep doing this. Another week down. Like I said, AFC North, NFC North next week. Stick with us. Keesinell, 2 for 2. We out. Beautiful.
49.
That's good, John. Good, John. Woo!
That's how you get her done there, partner.
Hell yeah.
And my Red Robin just got delivered. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me see. Who do I play? UNC. I'm about to go piss, smoke this J. And I got a college football game. All right, my brother. I'll get up with you, gangster. Stay black. Stay blessed. All right, bro. Show. Oh, wait, I got to stop the pod first.